everybody, welcome to Dada's Lounge. My name is Kerubo and this is my friend Gabriella. We went to college together and I just learned that she got engaged, so I'm happy for her and can't wait to welcome her to the Married Women's Club. How did you meet Greg?
So we met freshman year of college. There was the first Friday night of college, actually, there was a walking group led by upperclassmen for freshmen going to services on Friday night. And we were in the same walking group. And we didn't really know each other that well, but we both kept going every Friday night. And we ended up kindling a really close friendship. And I guess the way to start by knowing that someone's the one is they're first and foremost your best friend. That that friendship comes before romance, and that the romance blossoms from your friendship. And you want that person to be someone who you love spending time with, just like you love spending time with any of your girlfriends. It's the same thing where you just can't get enough of them.
So it wasn't love at first sight?
Not necessarily. I think there's that physical attraction that definitely comes right away, but I think that the deeper love, it's one that blossoms from a deep friendship.
Okay. Yeah. How did he ask you out?
Well, I actually asked him.
Way to go.
So we were spending a lot of time together, and he was pretty shy because he hadn't had a girlfriend before. And I knew that he was just great, and I had to seize the opportunity. And so I actually told him, I left him a note one night, and then I left his room, and I told him he couldn't read the note until I had gone because I was shy.
Gosh.
And I told him that I had feelings for him, and then we kind of mutually decided that it would be a good idea to start dating. And so it wasn't really so much of a formal courtship per se. He did take me out on a couple of dates, but it was when we had already really started together. It wasn't that kind of traditional, let's go on a few dates and see how it works. It was more of, like I said, that friendship, an easy friendship of just spending time together that ended up becoming something greater.
Is there any other things that made you decide that, you know what, I want to spend the rest of my life with this guy?
Freshman year was, as it is for a lot of people, a difficult time of transitioning. I felt like I was really finding myself in terms of my interests, in terms of people who, maybe from high school who I didn't necessarily want to stay friends with, and I was having a hard time navigating, and Gregory was someone who was really there for me. I remember so distinctly, he said to me, you should always be with someone who supports you and who encourages you in all of your endeavors, personal and professional. And that was something that he said to me even before we started dating. And it was okay, this is the kind of person who I want to be with.
How did he introduce you to the family?
Something that's very important to both of us and a value that we hold very deeply is that we're both very connected to our families. And I remember the first time I met his parents, they had just come back from vacation, and I met them in Houston Hall, and I was so nervous. I remember my sister was staying with me for the weekend, and she had this teeny tiny dorm room. It was like a closet. I don't know if you remember it. But she was on an air mattress. I remember I had to go meet them really early in the morning. I stepped over her and tried not to wake her, and I remember they were so into all of my travels. It's I hadn't really traveled that much. I've done things here and there, but they were so into it, and I just felt very comfortable with them. I felt like his family felt like it was being with my family. It's just a big hug, a lot of warmth, and it made it really easy
to choose.
Yeah, I think that's something that you realize when you're engaged is that you're not just marrying a person, but you're marrying their family. And that just as important it is to find the person as an individual, to be someone that you love, it's really important to find a family that you love too.
What else should somebody look for?
I think religion is something that's important to us, and we were both raised with a very strong sense of Judaism. Something that I feel I bond with you over is our strong connection to our faith, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the same faith, but it's this connection to family and faith and tradition and a belief in spirituality, and I definitely saw that in him. You should look for someone who makes you laugh. He's always cracking me up. He's so funny, and he's someone who he can make conversation with anybody. That he is someone who always finds a way to connect to people. He's also so smart, but he's not an intellectual snob, so he's someone who I feel I'm learning from every day. just about how to be a better person and be a better version of myself. But it's never done in a way that's patronizing or condescending. It's always in a way where we're helping each other learn and grow, and we're interested in each other and what each other's interests are. You know what I mean? So like we have very different pursuits and interests, but we're both equally interested in what the other brings to the table.
Is there like a gut aspect to it at all, like where like you felt from the beginning that he was the one?
I kind of had that gut feeling. It's hard to put into words, but I think it's like when you the way that you feel with somebody and the way that they make you feel, it feels comfortable, exactly at home.
Feels like
You
home.
feel it feels like you can really just be your truest self with that person, and there are very few people on earth, I think, who you just feel like you can really be your best self with. I think, but in reality though, I think it is a combination of gut feeling and also life moments and milestones that person is there for you for. Like, you know, my sophomore year of college, I got very sick, and Gregory was there for me the entire time. And I also lost my grandfather very suddenly, and he was there for me. So, you know, it was all these important life events that I needed him there for, and he was right by my side. And he was right there for my family too. And I think that, you know, somebody goes an extra mile to show that they really are invested in this and care for you. It's that like really said it all for me.
Thank you for taking the
Oh
time.
my God, of course.
I am sure whoever is watching will have something meaningful to pick from this
I hope
conversation.
so.